Yo, welcome to another NBA 2K22 rebuild. We're rebuilding this treacherous Los Angeles Lakers team who is like 26-31 right now with Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Anthony Davis all on the roster. Definitely didn't see this coming into the year. People will say they predicted it, but they definitely would not have put money that this team would be negative by the All-Star break. Well, coming up to the All-Star break. February 16th, they still have this upcoming game against the Jazz, and they have a decent record against the Jazz this season, right? So we'll see if they're able to pull that one out. But we're going to rebuild them today, and I'm going to try to make this as realistic as I can make it, in 2K's parameters. I went through and I force win every game to have them as their true record. So they are 26-31. Other teams aren't going to have their perfect record, but you can only control so much. But like I said, we're going to be making moves within our own parameters, but unfortunately the trade deadline has passed here in 2022, so we're going to have to simulate to the end of the season, and we're going to have to make all of our moves in the off season. As here's this Lakers roster. They still have a goated 98 overall LeBron James, a 93 Anthony Davis, and then Russell Westbrook. They did this man dirty, understandably though. He's an 83 overall, Carmelo Anthony an 81, down one with morale, I guess because they're losing games, and it's an aging roster. I mean, LeBron James has a no trade clause, so, and obviously we're doing realistic, so it's not like I'm going to trade him or anything. But yeah, we got an old LeBron James, an old Russell Westbrook, an old Carmelo, and an old Dwight Howard, and pretty much this whole team is going to have to blow up for them to do anything. But we're going to try to make some free agency moves in the offseason, see if we can't pick up an asset or two, to add to this roster. Hey, maybe we win a championship in the first year and we could just end the video there, right? But I'm going to try to pick somebody up in the offseason. I'm still going to go for a win next year because that's what the Lakers would do. And then after that, once LeBron James' contract is up and we can reassess, then we'll look at blowing the team up. So without further ado, let's get to the end of this 2022 season. Here we are, the end of the 2022 NBA season, and starting right off the bat with Joel Embiid winning the MVP. No surprise. I mean, he could definitely take it in real life, especially if Harden elevates his play. I didn't put the real life roster, so you don't have to worry about, all the trades not being through because they are. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year over Jalen Green. Could very well happen. That 42% shooting percentage, though, I don't think that's accurate. But yeah, I mean, that could definitely happen. Cade Cunningham could take it from my boy Jalen. I'm a Rockets fan, so we're going to hope that's not how that turns out. Kevin Love, Sixth Man of the Year, absolutely, number one candidate for that, no doubt. Giannis, Defensive Player of the Year, like his second or third in a row. Oh no, he got Rudy Gobert won it last year, right? Yeah, Rudy won it last year, but Giannis' second DPOY of his career. You got Terrence Davis, Most Improved Player. Who? Who? And we're moving into these All-NBA teams. You got Luka Doncic, All-NBA first with Bradley Beal, Giannis, Jason Tatum, Embiid. No LeBron on the All-NBA first team. By the way, here is LeBron on the second team with Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Shea on the second team. I don't think he's been popping up like that. James Harden? Definitely not. That man's been fat all year. We got Trae Young up here, DeJounte Murray, Sabonis, Zion making the third team. I guess he's healthy in this simulation. Then we got AD up on the third team. He should be healthy as well. I turned injuries off. And here are your NBA playoffs. The Lakers grabbed the 10th seed in the play-in. Got to win back-to-back games to make it. The New Orleans Pelicans surprise the world and they get the first seed. Obviously, this first season doesn't matter much. We're only really concerned with our Lakers, so we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end. And the Los Angeles Lakers do not make the playoffs. They lose in the play-in. Utah's going to grab the 8th seed, and that's going to do it for our 2022 season. Yeah, let's talk about this one. The Miami Heat. Out of all the contenders in the East, you got the Sixers, you got Brooklyn, you got Chicago, you got Milwaukee. Out of all those teams, the Heat take the victory. Jimmy Butler, Finals MVP. They win in 7 over the Warriors. Yeah, okay. And here are your retirements. We're expecting to see a lot of our Lakers. Haslam finally calls it quits. Trevor Ariza and Dwight Howard are out. No other Lakers, kind of surprising. I thought I might see Carmelo, maybe even LeBron James name in here, but he's not going to call it. Go into the draft lottery, see where our Lakers rank, and we don't have our pick. I should have known that. The Lakers gave up their pick to the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies have the 11th pick now because the Lakers were so damn awful. And of course, our Lakers don't have any picks. So here's the 2022 NBA draft we're going to completely miss out on. Banchero, Jabari Smith, and Chet Holmgren leading the charge as you'd expect. Jabari goes to the Cavs, Chet to the Mavericks, and Jaden Ivey to the Nuggets, AJ Griffin to the Rockets, and Banchero falls all the way down to the Magic at the 5th pick. Makes sense with the Nuggets and Rockets picks history. With no rookies to sign, here are our pending options. Not a lot of decisions to make here. We got Austin Reeves, sure. And Russell Westbrook, of course, takes his option with our Lakers. We're going to be paying an 82 overall, $47 million. But that's just the way it's going to have to be. So here's our roster going into free agency. We have 5 players. 5 players. LeBron, who we're paying 44 mil. AD, who we're paying 40 plus mil to. Well, I guess 30 plus mil to. Russell Westbrook, who we're paying 47 mil to. And then you got Talen Horton, who we're also paying 10 mil to. We are negative 30 mil in cap space with these 5 players alone. So we're going to try to move off of Westbrook, create some room for signing. So the first things first, we're definitely going to trade Westbrook to another team. Yeah, man, after looking through the whole league for trades, I kind of understand why the Lakers, are going to have a hard time moving off this guy. I don't even know how they traded for him. We don't have any room to trade. We don't have the cap to take in, and no one else is paying a underrated player that much money. The only logical sense for the Lakers to even go for would be like John Wall, but the Rockets obviously would never go for that. That's just dumb. So it looks like we're going to have to keep on to Russell Westbrook for another year, and we are stuck only with a mid-level exception and maybe some bird rights. Yeah, some bird rights to these two in order to build our team for next season, man. If I'm a Lakers fan, I am shivering right now. Kevin Porter Jr. is up here. I think that'd be a huge signing, at least for the future, but it looks like, can we offer him this mid-level? We did. I don't even think we can offer anyone else any contracts. So Kevin Porter and Lance Stevenson both agree to the deals. I don't think I can sign them both for mid-level reasons, but I'm going to try to say screw it. We're definitely going to get rid of Avery Bradley and try to keep the rights on these other guys in case they want to come back. All right, here we are. Let's see if we can keep on to Kevin Porter and Lance Stevenson. And yeah, we don't have the cap to sign Lance. I didn't think so, but if it was going to let me, I was going to take it. You know what I'm saying? So that'll do it for the first stage of the free agency. And this is what our roster is looking like after stage 1 and no cap. After day 1 of free agency, it looks like we can get Ennis Freedom and Ryan Fletcher. Just the best guys that we could even poke at. But hey, on day 2, we got Johnny Galloway. Steve is so bad. Day 3, DeMarcus Cousins and Damian Lee come through. And it looks like Malik Monk, Melo, and Kendrick Nunn haven't gotten offers. And we did send them qualifying out. So we might be able to retain these 3. And that would be huge for our bench because our bench is non-existent. All right, last day of free agency. It looks like Melo got taken out from under us. Not much you could do, I guess. Let's see if we can keep in Malik Monk. We didn't even offer for them to stay. But it looks like we have enough guys to make the roster anyway, so we don't get to keep hold of any of our players we're keeping a cap hold on. And this is the roster at the end of free agency. Still pretty bad, even worse than last season arguably, but at least we don't have to force ourselves some losses. And we got Kevin Porter Jr. That's a huge signing. Hopefully we can put him to a bigger deal later. He's gonna settle for $3 million for now. And yeah, we're feeling okay. Kevin Porter and Talen Horton Tucker were definitely building around at this point. We're just waiting for these guys to retire, giving it 1 more year, and after this year, if we can't win it all, we're blowing the whole team up. All right, 2023, and that is your final roster. KPJ and Horton Tucker are mad already, and the season hasn't even started yet. Let's go ahead and look at the rotation, see how bad this team is. This is our starting 2 guard, Andre Roberson. I definitely want to move KPJ to that position. All right, poof, magic. Man is a shooting guard now. So our starting lineup is nice. The Lakers never had a problem with starting lineup, right? Westbrook, KPJ, Talen Horton Tucker, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. But this bench, man, I ended up picking up Boogie. Maybe he can B Boogie again, just like every team in the past 6 years have hoped, and he hasn't been. That's an over exaggeration, but anyways, Enes Kanter on the team. You got Damian Lee, Johnny Galloway. I mean, the team is bad, and we really can't make a whole lot of trades. Like I said, we're going for the chip this year, and if we can't get it, then we're gonna blow it up. So I don't see a point in making trades for picks or anything because we're trying to win it. I am gonna see if I can get one more star caliber player to tack on with these guys and see if the Lakers can make a final championship run. All right, I was just shuffling through trades, and the Los Angeles Lakers decide that they have a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent with LeBron James. So they decide they are going to win it all this year and screw the future. We just traded Russell Westbrook and the rest of our first-round picks through 2027 to get, I know you see the man on the screen, Damian Lillard is in LA. And of course, this is around, next year around this time. And the Trailblazers, I guess, decide it's time to move on. They were in a rebuilding mode. I was just going through finding rebuilding teams, and the Trailblazers were declared as rebuilding. So we went after D. Lillard, and we paid a price for him. I think it was 4 or 5 first-round picks. We already didn't have a 2024 pick, so we traded 23, 25, 26, and 27 all to the Lakers. I do think one was lottery protected. I think our 2025 is lottery protected. We'll see if that comes, in handy later. But yeah, we sold out. We want to win this year. We got a big 3 in LBJ, Anthony Davis, and Damian Lillard. Kevin Porter Jr. up and coming, and it might be time to move him for an even better star and sell all out now. I'll see if I can make any moves. As much as I like KPJ, this offer is way too good to pass up. We're going to trade KPJ and DeMarcus Cousins for PJ Washington and a first-round pick that is top 10 protected, but we expect the Hornets to at least be playing for a play-in, right? So we're going to take this easy money, makes our team better. All right, and after moving our roster around a little bit, we got Damian Lillard at the 1, Horton Tucker at the 2, LeBron James at the 3, Anthony Davis and PJ Washington at the 5. And again, our bench is tremendously down bad. I think I'm going to run it to, like an 8-man rotation come playoff time, but we're going to stick with the 9-man for now. And we'll see if this Lakers team who sold out for the year can take it home. Whoa, we're in February now, and the Lakers have 3, 9. Look at how many L's are on my screen right now. I was going to count. I realized that was just ridiculous. We're 11th in the conference, sitting down at 24-31, 2 wins short of where we were last year. We were 26-31 this time last year. And the Lakers, in their final push with LeBron James, may come up short. We're going to go ahead and simulate the rest of the season. All right, we're chilling here at the end of March, not even in the play-in right now, so I decided to make some big changes. Well, not too big, but I went into free agency and signed anyone that might be of interest to us. This Dermanico guy came in, 78 overall, picked him up. We got a few more 75, so we can extend it to maybe a 10-man bench so these guys aren't so gassed. And we're going to see if we can finish the year in the playoffs, selling all out for the championship. Whoa, we are on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game winning streak. Coming into the last 3 games of the season, we're ranked 8th in the conference. We're feeling good. If we win at least 2 of these last 3, we should be in good shape. Take a win, a loss, and a win, and it looks like we're in the play-in. Jason Tatum is your 2023 MVP. Ty Washington, Rookie of the Year. Sagoon, 6th Man of the Year. Okay. Giannis, DPOY, back-to-back years. And Ashua wins Most Improved. And is LeBron up here anywhere? We don't see any Lakers out here. I guess LeBron on the 3rd team. No Lakers in any of the defensive teams. You hate to see it. But here we are, the 8th seed in the play-in. We just need to win 1 game in order to make it. And we got 2 coming up, so let's see if we can do it. Already have to simcast in game 1. Well, in the first game of the playoffs. And in the first half, our Lakers are dogged And it's not even close. LeBron goes home to a Nuggets team that had him wrecked from the start. I accidentally simulated through, but it really doesn't matter. OKC beats the Lakers. They beat us, and the Lakers don't even make the playoffs with Dame Lillard. And here are into player retirements. We're hoping we don't see LeBron James' name. And we don't. LeBron James did not retire. So we have another year with the GOAT to try to win it all. Maybe selling out wasn't for nothing. No Lakers had retired. I think most of our old players were gone anyways. Talen Horton-Tucker backstabs us though. It says, I want more money. He declines our player option. Doesn't mean he wants to leave, man. Just wants money. And it looks like we're going to have Porzingis and Fred VanVleet coming up in the free agency. I don't know why I even said that. Like we have a chance of getting anyone with this cap space situation, because we definitely don't. Definitely going to extend offers to PJ Washington. This one guy who, I don't even know who this guy is, but you know, who we picked up at free agency in the middle of last year. And Austin Reeves, yeah, you can walk. We don't want you. So we are negative 80 million in cap going to this free agency, and this is our team. What? Where is LeBron James? Did he just die? Oh, he's in free agency. Thank goodness, bro. I was like, what the fluff, bro? Why are you not here? Obviously, we don't have any, use of the hard cap anyway, so we're just gonna pay this man everything he wants. Now obviously we want to retain LeBron. Cap room is not a concern to us. We're gonna have our mid-level exception anyways. We're gonna go into the hard cap and offer him the biggest contract we possibly can. He's obviously gonna retire before it's over anyways, so hoping to retain the GOAT there. Hey John, man, you wanna sign for 22 mil, bro? All right, so it looks like everyone wants to sign. PJ Washington, I offered like a 5-year, almost $100 million contract. It was really close to 100 million. It was like $94 million over 5 years. And he took a different offer that I'm now able to match. 1 year, $6 million. So we're gonna be paying PJ Washington less for no reason. Of course, LeBron takes his monster offer, and PJ takes our other offer, question mark. I don't really know how that works, but we're just gonna click both of them just cause. Try to get Talen Horton back on a massive deal. We want him for the long term, just in case this win now thing does not work, and we're gonna go ahead and renounce the rights on anyone under a 95 overall besides that. And it looks like we got all of our main guys back. We've got LeBron, AD, and Damian Lillard still on the squad. We picked up PJ Washington, Talen Horton-Tucker. Unfortunately, it looks like Michael Porter Jr. slipped away. I'm gonna go see if I can find him in free agency, but there's no guarantees. Yeah, I found Kevin Porter, but we cannot afford that, man. He's not gonna reach our mid-level exception, so we're gonna have to go look somewhere else for that position. We are able to get Alec Burks, though, 78 overall with our mid-level exception. The best overall that was left, and we could have used help at any position, so I decided to go for him. We're also able to get Terrence Ross on the next day, and then Torrey Craig and Alex Len the days after that. Maybe I'll just sign another guard or wing player, and we'll call it a free agent class. All right, picked a fucker up out of the G League, and he's coming to the Lakers now. Dreams come true. I'm gonna go see if I can make a move on Cancer. I found him. Mr. Ennis Freedom back on the squad for another year. And that should do it for our free agency class. Yep, there it is. All right, and here's our roster going to the 2024 season. We got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, the big three intact. And then to help him out this year, you got PJ Washington, Horton-Tucker, Burks, Len. Pretty awful squad. All of the guys we picked up regressed, so we're gonna have to make some more free agency moves, sign some minimal deal guys. After we got that done, we are in a lot better shape. We got Dame, Lillard, LeBron, and Anthony, just like we said. But now we have a little bit of a bench. Picked up Chris Dunn, picked up Tristan Thompson and Ben McLemore to come off the bench. And these other guys that we signed and just completely disappointed us are going to stay down there. I'm going to keep the bench depth at 10 or 11. No, I'm going to do 10 through the season, and then maybe change it to something else just a little bit less during the playoffs. Don't want these guys getting too tired too quickly. And I'm going to go see if I can make another move for at least, an 80 overall star, because we're going to need something. And it looks like we're able to get exactly what we want. We have to give up the rights to our 2025 protection and give up our newly acquired 2028 first rounder. But we're able to get Cam Reddish and Amir Kofi to try to make a push for it this year again. So I think it's a trade worth making with the Clippers. Not sure why they made it when we're in the same town. But here's the roster now, and the depth is nice. We got Cam Reddish, Kofi off the bench, and 75s all the way down to our 11th man. So that means I can extend the rotation to our 11th man until the playoffs and probably cut it all the way down to just Alec Burks, where these top 8 guys are getting minutes. So this should put us a lower seed, but greater chance to go off with these guys being a little bit less tired. I think that's going to be the recipe for success. I don't have any more assets to make any more moves. Likely LeBron's last year. Let's see if he can pull it off. All right, but before the season is over, we're making this deal. Looks pretty basic on paper. Pretty even trade, and you may even think, why are we trading a young Cam Reddish and a young PJ Washington for an old Victor Oladipo, right? Well, PJ and Cam came out on social media and said they were not going to re-sign with the Lakers next season under any circumstances, said in their profile. So we're definitely going to have to move on from them as soon as they can. Their contracts expire anyways, and I thought, hey, let's get a young Okongwu, and then Oladipo can get us some veteran leadership. I mean, it's the same overalls, and we may be able to retain Okongwu in the offseason, so I feel like the trade makes sense. So we pull off the deal with the Hawks. It doesn't really change much, except Okongwu is going to be our starting center now. He's going to be actually playing good minutes for us, and we got Victor Oladipo off the bench as a 6th man. It's a really solid unit, and I like how the team's shaping up. You know, we're 20th in power rankings. Definitely need to step it up, but we're also playing a whole bunch of players. This is the last day of the trade deadline. I really want to see if I can make something else happen. All right. Blockbuster deal. I thought about this for a minute. It took a lot of thinking. Damian Lillard for De'Aaron Fox. We're giving up some overall here, but gaining one up here. And I think the ultimate decision for me is we're going to have to continue this rebuild even after this year, right? And De'Aaron Fox is just a much younger player. He's 26 at this point. Damian Lillard's going to be regressing. De'Aaron Fox is making less money. Oladipo is going to be off the contract next year. So I just feel like in terms of a long-term perspective, this is a better deal. And then it is a 1 overall boost to our starting point guard. So it's not like the present is even affected at all, really. So I'm feeling comfortable with this trade. We're sending D. Lillard to the Kings for De'Aaron Fox. And one last time, here's the roster. Got De'Aaron Fox, THT, LeBron, AD, Okongwu, Kofi, and Burks, then Medu and Ben McLemore coming off the bench. Like I said, I'll put it to either an 8 or a 9-man rotation in the playoffs, but let's make that push for real. All right, the 2024 regular season is at its end. We don't have any Lakers in these awards, and I don't see any Lakers in the team awards either. It looks like Damian Lillard didn't even make it up here, even though we got rid of him. James is the only one that makes it on the 3rd team, and no other Lakers anywhere to be found. And our Lakers in the play-in again, but this time we got the 7th seed going against Damian Lillard in the play-ins. We're going to see if we can take the victory, losing this game last year, and the Kings turn it up in the first half, and it looks like our Lakers are going to take an L, but actually, Comeback City, it's close. I usually don't come in and watch it this early, but I'm kind of interested to see what happens. All right, here we are. 51 seconds left. Let's see what our Lakers can do. My boy Bron's got this. Believe in Bron, and he takes you places. Like, that's the man. He's trying to get to his 5th ring. No one's going to stand in his way except every team for the past couple years. It says that was our first lead tonight. I actually believe that. We watched it. Was that our first lead for the whole night? That's crazy. They do get a wide open 3, and Davion Mitchell misses it. That's huge. Horton Tucker's going to take the ball up. We got Kofi. Why is he still in the game? I don't know. Or I forgot to change the rotations. That could be huge. I definitely forgot to lessen the amount of people that were playing, but it looks like it may not matter. We're playing the free throw game already. Don't send Bron to the free throw line, Sabonis. Come on. LeBron hit the first one, and it looks like he's going to can the second one as well. Kings call a timeout, and I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I'm feeling like we can win this. Dame Lillard isn't on the court. Questionable decision, if I'm going to say the least about it. Is he fouled out? He's not. He has 1 foul. We love 2K. Taking their best player out that they traded for. I mean, we're going to work with it, right? We got De'Aaron Fox out there. We got our big 3. Davion Mitchell is their prime man. They need a 3. They finally pop one up in LeBron's mouth, and that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. De'Aaron Fox just needs to hit one of these free throws against his longtime former team. It's up, and it's in. And here are our 2024 NBA playoffs. It looks like the Lakers finally made it after a couple exits early, but we're in, we're in. Sacramento did snag the 8th seed. Not that that matters, because we're not gonna see them, but here we go into the first series. Gonna take 1 dub, 1 loss, 2 dubs, 2 losses, and it's 3-2 going into game 5 or game 6 of the first round. I'm feeling confident. We got Braun. You're not gonna compete with Braun, right? You can't compete with Braun. No one can do that. This is a close ass game. I am nervous, but it looks like we're actually gonna pull up on top. 4-point lead with 1.5 minutes left. 10-point lead with 30 seconds left, and we're gonna take a huge game 6 going to game 7 of the first round, and this one's ginormous. We got all the confidence yet again. Act like that first quarter score didn't happen, and it looks like our Lakers are going home after a game 7 disappointment. All right, here we are, the last moment of truth. Will LeBron James call it quits? His son is coming into the league in this draft, and in retirement, he's not there. This man's a god. LeBron James did not retire, and I guess our Lakers, who our last chance was supposed to be 2 years ago, are actually gonna get another chance out here, the NBA draft. Of course, we don't have any picks, so Jack does not matter at all. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the team player options again. And we have no team or player options. That makes our life kind of easy, right? Got some qualifying offers to Okongwu and Coffee, though. We're definitely gonna have to try to keep hold of them. I thought LeBron would retire so we'd have some cap space, but I mean, I'm glad that he didn't, don't get me wrong. And yeah, we get him. Okongwu does agree, and we of course don't have any cap, but it's good to see that we're gonna get the boy. And with our mid-level exception, looks like we get our hands on George Brooks. Might be an auto-generated player, I'm pretty sure it is. But we get him for a couple years, 78 overall. You're not going to be able to pick up him and Grayson Allen, but we're good with the higher overall pick. And it looks like Coffee does sign his qualifying offer, so our roster is looking pretty nice. Anthony Davis does go down in overall, but somehow the goated LeBron James doesn't. Stays the 95. And De'Aaron Fox goes up, Okongwu goes up, and we have a pretty nice roster. This is probably the best our roster has looked at the end of the season, and we have a first because we're still selling out to win now because LeBron James is still on the squad. Thank you for telling me we were eliminated last offseason. We're gonna see if we can make some moves, make this team even better. All right, another blockbuster deal incoming. We're now dropping another $8 million off, and we're gonna go get Tyler Herro, who is a 1 overall higher than De'Aaron Fox. Like I said, $10 million less a year, trying to finesse that salary cap. What? They offered me this. How is it? Oh, okay, exceptions. I forgot that was a thing. Yeah, let's do it. We have now moved De'Aaron Fox after just trading for him last year. And here's the squad as of right now. Tyler Herro, LeBron James, Davis, Okongwu, and Horton Tucker. Someone can play point guard. Yeah, we're going to put Tyler Herro at point guard, and the rest should play itself. I can still make another move. I have some picks, so we're going to go see if I can do anything with it. And look at who I just found off the street. Kevin Love, sending our 2029 first round pick and Coffee for K-Love and a first that we can trade again. And right after we trade for Kevin Love, we're going to send this man to the Bucks for Pat Connaughton. And this team is making all the championship moves, man. We're out of picks yet again and going to win now. Let me go ahead and switch over someone to point guard. All right, here's the starting lineup, by far the best one we've had. Tyler Herro, Talen Horton-Tucker, LeBron, AD, Okongwu, Pat Connaughton off the bench. Got Brooks, Medu, Burks, and Niang, and I'm definitely only going to play 10 guys all season, try to get a better seed than what we've been doing. 10 guys, and again, I think I forgot to do it last one. May have costed us, but I'm going to go ahead and later in the playoffs go sim it down to about 8 people, and we're gonna see if we can, make a run for the chip. And LeBron's last year was supposed to be his last year like 8 times already. Let me check his social media feed. I mean, he hasn't said anything about retiring, so I don't even know what to say, dude. All right, LeBron James is the only player makes an All-NBA third team, the only player who makes any NBA team on the Lakers, but besides George Brooks on the second team of the rookies. And the Lakers, with a goated stacked roster, are the 9th seed. Pat Connaughton is pissed. I don't even know why. Is it because he's not starting? This man is so pissed that he's not playing. Okongwu, pissed. Why? Probably because they're losing with this goated of a lineup. Don't really know how else to put it. We're gonna go ahead and put our bench depth down to 8. We're gonna have to win back-to-back play-in games to even make the playoffs at this point. And I got a monologue coming for you Lakers fans if we can't do it. Here we go. First game of the play-in. Looks very good against a trash Suns team who obviously moved on from Chris Paul at this point. And we take the first game, moving on to the last play-in game against the Hornets. Or not the Hornets, the Pelicans. And they were the 1 seed a couple years ago, so I'd say their roster is pretty nice. And the game is coming down to the wire, and it looks like the Pelicans are gonna pull it out. The Lakers, after throwing away everything they possibly could. Sorry for the rumble. The Lakers, after throwing away everything they possibly could, their future, everything they want to do with their lives, made unrealistic trades to trade for Harrow, switching from Lillard. I switched from Lillard, I switched to De'Aaron Fox, I switched to Harrow, tried everything. It didn't work. This started as a realistic rebuild. I started looking for LeBron James trades. It's a true story. I did. I was looking for ways to trade LeBron. And you can consider this a monologue. This goes out to all the Lakers fans out there, and if you're watching this and you know a Lakers friend, you should share with them this video and tell them that the video ends when the Lakers win a chip. I'm not going to put that in the title because it's not going to be true, but you can lie to your friends for me. The Los Angeles Lakers, some of you just need to hear it. They are not winning a championship anytime soon. They're just not. They're not going to win another ring with LeBron. I don't know who you need to hear it from. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of trolls on the internet, but you can hear it in my voice how genuine I am. We are in 2025, and LeBron is surely going to retire after this year. And I've done everything possible to get him a team, build him something around him. Guys, I'm not making this up. I'm recording this live. The Cavaliers have won another chip before LeBron does. And they only have Darius Garland. And I guarantee you, LeBron James, there he is out. LeBron James is out. And I want you to know that when I say this, I have the biggest smile on my face, and I can confidently say, by the way, DeMar DeRozan retired with the Raptors. That's awesome. Anyways, I can confidently say, Lakers Nation, y'all are bad. You're bad. Your team is not good at basketball, and it won't be for a long time. You're going to have to take this drought. You're stuck with Westbrook. His contract is buns, and he's been buns. And I was a huge Westbrook fan, but he's been playing like garbage. And it doesn't look like he's going to pull himself out of this slump. And you're going to be paying him $40+ million next year again. It's just not in it for the cards for you. I would take the Rockets in the next 10 years winning more rings than the Lakers will. Next 5 years even. Thank you for watching. If you learned anything, it's that the Lakers are unsavable, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.